At exactly 6:12 every morning, the dog sat at the same bus stop. Rain, snow, wind, none of it changed his routine. He waited like his whole world depended on that corner. The heartbreaking part wasn't that he was alone, it was that his tail still wagged every time a bus arrived, as if he believed his owner would step off any second. People started calling him Bus Stop Buddy because it was easier than admitting what was really happening. He wasn't lost for one day, he wasn't wandering, he was staying, waiting, holding on to a promise no one else remembered. Elena Cruz noticed him on a Tuesday while rushing to her hospital shift. She slowed down when she saw him sitting politely beside the bench, clean enough to look like he once had a home. A bus pulled up and his entire body leaned forward with hope, scanning faces. When the bus left without the person he wanted, the dog's tail stopped mid-wag. Elena crouched and spoke softly, offering food and water. The dog ate carefully, never rushing, and always kept his attention on the street. He didn't act frightened of her, he acted loyal to someone else. It was like he'd been instructed to stay, and he didn't know he was allowed to leave. 2 days later, Elena returned, and a bus driver spoke to her. He told her the dog had shown up almost 10 months ago with a man who tied the leash to the bench, kissed the dog's forehead, and boarded the bus. The man never returned. The driver didn't know if it was abandonment or tragedy, but the dog stayed anyway. Elena tried to take the dog home that evening with a leash and a blanket. For a moment, the dog walked toward her like he might finally accept help. Then a bus passed in the distance, and the dog froze, turned around, and returned to the bench. It felt like he was choosing heartbreak over comfort because leaving meant admitting the truth. Weeks went by, and Elena kept visiting. The neighborhood began quietly caring for the dog. People left water, scraps of food, and warm cloth. He survived because of small acts of kindness, but none of it replaced what he was truly waiting for. By summer, the dog had become part of the city's rhythm. People smiled at him, and some even spoke to him, but he never followed anyone home. Every morning, at the same time, he sat up straight. Every bus gave him hope. Every bus took it away again. On the 300th day, rain poured hard and cold, soaking him completely. Elena found him shivering beside the bench and finally begged him to come with her. She clipped on a leash, and for the first time, he didn't resist. He stood up, took one step, and then stopped suddenly, like he heard something in the storm. Through the rain, a man's voice shouted one word, "Cooper!" The dog exploded forward, running like his life depended on it. A thin, broken-looking man appeared, drenched and trembling, and dropped to his knees as Cooper slammed into him, whining and licking his face, as if he had been holding his breath for months. Elena asked if Cooper was his, and the man said yes, crying. He told her he didn't abandon him. He suffered a stroke on the bus that day and woke up in the hospital unable to communicate. He lost his job, his home, and months of time. When he finally returned, he saw Cooper still waiting, but animal control scared Cooper into running, and the man fell and broke his hip trying to reach him. The man explained he'd been trapped in rehab again, helpless and desperate, praying someone would save Cooper. But Cooper didn't leave. Cooper kept coming back to the same bus stop, as if staying was the only way to keep hope alive. Elena refused to let them spend another night in the rain. She brought both of them to her apartment, gave them warmth, food, and blankets. Cooper walked in cautiously, then finally sighed, deep and long, like a soul that had been carrying pain for too long and could finally rest. The next morning, Cooper sat upright by Elena's window, staring out the same way he stared at the bus stop. The man admitted Cooper always woke up at 6:12, like it was built into him. Elena offered to take them back, not to wait in sorrow, but to close the loop. Together, they walked to Maple and 3rd. Cooper sat at the bench out of habit, but this time his owner sat beside him. When the Route 16 bus arrived, even the bus driver recognized Cooper and stepped off quietly, stunned by what he was seeing. The driver crouched down and whispered that Cooper really waited, his voice thick with emotion. The man apologized to Cooper again and again, and Cooper leaned into him calmly, no longer desperate, just relieved. It wasn't a dog waiting for someone anymore. It was a dog who got his person back. Elena helped the man find veteran support services, housing resources, and a real path forward. Cooper stayed glued to his side through every appointment, every form, every hard step. Healing didn't happen overnight, but it started. A week later, the man moved into a small apartment with donated furniture. Elena visited with treats and a dog bed. Cooper ran to her with joy, alive again, not just surviving, but truly living. The man admitted Cooper still woke up at 6:12 sometimes, like he still remembered the habit of waiting. But now, instead of running to the bus stop, he would look out the window and then return to his owner's side, choosing the present over the pain. Elena told the man Cooper didn't just save him, Cooper reminded him he was still worth coming back for. The man cried again, holding Cooper close, and for the first time in 300 days, no one was left behind.